Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Binding of Isaac, Repentance, where today it is time to do a run, with of course our favorite character in the world, the Blue Bab. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Curse of the Labyrinth to start off with, so we will get a devil deal on this first floor. And I think I might actually get the Tainted Blue Baby, because that is an interesting character, and I wouldn't mind playing a little bit as actual tainted characters for once. Because why not? There's still so much left to do, and we should experience the tainted characters a bit more. So for now, my current goal is to beat the beast with this character. It may change, as it often does throughout the run, but I'm not expecting it to, I suppose. We've already done boss rush and hush with this character as well, so that's good. I will actually take this, because I think that might be okay. Obviously the poop is one of the better active items for sure. It is part of the oh crap transformation, which apparently, if I understand correctly, it heals red hearts when you destroy poops. So for this character that's completely useless, but still nice to know that the transformation has a kind of interesting effect, I suppose. But, yeah, well, that's part of the Lord of the Flies transformation. And it's a small friend, so overall, I'm not too disappointed by what we're getting so far. But overall, it's gonna be another fun day of Blue Baby shenaniganry. I don't need to go specifically fast or anything. I do need to find a trinket to put into one of my boss rooms. But I'm sure we can find something that allows us to do that somewhere in this run. I guess it is kind of unlikely that you get 0 trinkets in a run. I will wait with that tinted rock for just a minute. Use that again for another follower. This time around it is Little Gish, which isn't great, but fair enough, I suppose. I'm surprised how quickly that item charged, but fair enough, I suppose. I guess I cleared 6 rooms. Yeah, I guess I did clear 6 rooms if you're counting the big rooms as well. Plus the rooms are going pretty quick right now as well. Especially with that little friend just spouting tears around all over the place, I feel pretty confident that this is the exact pill. We don't even need any more items, I'd say. This is all you really need to beat the beast. Exclusively, you need Little Gish and Monstro with some kind of friend that is always with us. So overall, yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident about it. I don't think that the buddies that you spawn, the followers that you spawn with the monster manual is part of a transformation in any way, which is a little unfortunate. That is tempting. That gray chest is somewhat accessible at least. I wouldn't mind just having a bit more bombs. It would make these choices a lot easier for sure. But if I can get that, that would be lovely actually. Because that's at least a tinted rock and a gray chest, so there's at least a chance to get a bomb back. I'll wait with using the thing one more time. The monster manual, because I kind of want to use it on the next floor as well. I can buy a bomb here, so that's at least kind of nice. I cannot buy a soul heart, unfortunately, which I wouldn't have minded throughout this run somewhere, but fair enough, I suppose. Monstro is actually a pretty decent follower. It's a shame that we got him out of the monster manual. But his damage is like surprisingly good. He does shoot a lot of tears, I suppose, but it's still, it's pretty damn strong. And we unlock something in the basement or something or another. Yeah, we did end up getting another bomb and some tier 8 from that consolation prize. So overall, not too bad. I hope that this hits enough rocks. It does, so that's good. We at least got another soul heart there. We have 7 keys, so that golden chest is actually tempting as well. And I think I got a bomb from the thing, so I will actually just get everything, I suppose. I could also just take this. Joker card, that's not going to be too terrible, I suppose, either. So I'm pretty happy about that. Not sure where my secret room is, but I also don't really have the bombs to spend on it, so it doesn't really matter too much, I suppose. Fair enough. Wouldn't have minded, what would I not have minded? Another bomb, actually, because there is a destructible chest if I had one more bomb. But perhaps we can get some bombs from this boss. It is technically possible, I suppose. But look at Little Monster just doing most of the damage during that fight. It is actually a shame that we're going to lose him at the end of this floor. That is part of the guppy transformation, which I wouldn't mind. Also, we have 7 keys. So actually, you know what? Since we're going to the beast anyway, I wouldn't mind having Devil Deal items, even though it is a little pricey with this character for sure. On account that everything is going to cost soul hearts, of course, but I'm hoping that the game is going to play nice today. If anything, at least we can get one more Devil Deal as well through that Joker card, so that's pretty great. And there wasn't really anything else here I can buy, unfortunately, so I will just be on my way with that. We should be able to get a decent amount. I should be going to the downpour. I should also be skipping item rooms. I just realized all of these things at once. Because I can get planetarium chance, and on the way back we can just get certain things that we can't see right now, so there is lots of reasons to be doing that simultaneously. Don't hate how these strategies so far have worked out. Don't love this room that much when my damage isn't that great, because that is an unfortunate amount of enemies that can spawn those little crawly bastards. We're currently at 2.5 hearts, which is worth remembering. I haven't found a trinket yet, unfortunately, and I do see myself forgetting that somewhere along the line, which I'm a little concerned about. Tears down. Well, there went the one bonus from the consolation prize, unfortunately. So that's, well, that's what you get when you take pills, I suppose. There is pills with downsides in the game. But I wouldn't have minded if that specific thing didn't just happen. I would not have minded at all. At least we have the demon baby who will occasionally hit with his tears, I suppose. So that will at least deal a little bit more damage. Little Plum is... well, Little Plum's trying the best, so, I mean, I can at least appreciate that, I suppose, but it is a little tricky with a boss like this who's just moving around all the time, and Little Plum just doesn't really know what to do, unfortunately, but I still appreciate Little Plum for trying, for sure. Now, I'm not sure, at one point I should say I'm gonna skip an item room, because on the one hand, because I've already waited with the next cell floor, I kind of feel like just not waiting at all. And just taking every, well, rather, I feel like taking every item room and not go for planetariums, simply because I've already effectively wasted 2 floors in terms of trying to upgrade my planetarium chance. Simultaneously, I could just do it here. That's another tears down pill. That's pretty good. Like, I could just skip one, and then it still wouldn't be too bad, because we're in the caves, and the caves just aren't that worrying most of the time. So for some reason... I thought that I couldn't see my health, but I clearly can. You know what I just said about skipping item rooms? Yeah, it's one of those days. But at least we got the miter, so I actually don't mind that choice so much. Surprisingly low amount of golden chests so far, actually, given the fact that we have got the guppy's tail. But fair enough, I suppose. This is a little bit of an awkward room, but not too unmanageable, I would argue. I am taking a little bit more damage than I would like, in that I am taking any damage really at this point, because obviously I would like to survive as much as possible. Activate your spacebar item for free is not too terrible to just use now. There we go. Little Hush doesn't really do much for me, unfortunately, but I mean, it'll occasionally deal damage, I suppose. I have actually, in the past, won a run where I went to Mother, and I basically just had Nod Leaf and Little Hush. And the main strategy was genuinely starting the boss fight, just doing chores for a full hour and then coming back and realizing I had won. It is a valid strategy to win for sure. One that I'm, on the one hand, hoping to avoid throughout this playthrough, but simultaneously, if it does need to happen, then simply put, it needs to happen. And I have no problem with that. I will simply just fast forwards, I suppose, but if it can be avoided, that would be nice. I'll leave the pill alone for now, because I'm a little worried about anything being a bad trip right now. The build doesn't really lend itself to shenanigans, unfortunately, on account that we're just not really getting much of anything right now. So I will just play it as safely as I can. I was not aware of there being a hole there. So much for playing it as safely as I can. But fortunately I moved in time, so it didn't matter too much. We got 2 bombs, so if there's any tinted rocks here, I wouldn't mind. But again, not too familiar about what they look like in the flooded caves, unfortunately. I think they are not too hard to spot, but it is, it's a thing, you know? It's it's one of those missable things. We have a 67% devil deal chance, so really I wouldn't mind just getting some health at least, though. But if I cannot get health, then that's it, I suppose. There's simply not that much I can do about that situation, other than move on. I will just carefully look at all the rocks to make sure there's not a tinted rock here somewhere. If it's a super special rock, I'm probably still gonna end up missing it, but that's okay. And I'm guessing my super secret room is probably near here somewhere. Probably over here then, because it's close to the shop and the boss room. It's not there, really. That's really unfortunate. It could be on the other side of this room as well, which wouldn't be too strange. That's actually just genuinely very unfortunate. Well, I can look for my thing at least. For my regular secret room, because I genuinely don't... Like, obviously, it could be in the top left room, but just in one of the other sides of the room. Which is a lot more awkward to go for, unfortunately, but... I wouldn't have minded if it was a bit more obvious. Simultaneously, my secret room is genuinely... It's also just terrible. I don't like this layout very much at all, I'm realizing. I'm just gonna open these two. I was kind of hoping for something good there, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Not sure what I want to do with the strength card. I might use the strength card for the boss, actually. Just to make it a little bit easier, and then I can just come back for this Joker card as well, so I don't mind that too much. Still haven't found a trinket, unfortunately, either. So that's weighing on my mind as well, because simply put, if we're not finding a trinket, I'm not going to the beast either. There is simply not much of a point to try and go to the beast if I cannot also unlock the extra character as well, I'd say. But we're not near the end just yet. I don't trust pills right now, unfortunately. So I'm just going to leave that alone for now. Either of those two pills could be balls of steel. Which would be really nice at this point, but simultaneously it could also just be bad trip and truly ruin my day. So I think my secret room is over here at least, and I don't think it genuinely can be anywhere else. That's 3 more pills. The specific thing I do not want. Yes, good. Well then, that does limit the amount of places my super secret room can be, though. Because I think that effectively means that it would be like here, right? Yeah, okay, good. Finding the secret room did help there at least. Alright, so I'm tempted to give this one genuinely all of my money to see if I can get something good. I'm also actually tempted to spend 1 heart on this machine so I can just eat all those pills without having to worry about it. But I might just do the boss first. Just in case. What boss is it? It's Mega Maw, which I'm not loving. I did use the strength card immediately because I'd rather just have the Joker with me at all times. There could just be a devil deal without items inside it, and I actually wouldn't mind if it was just one with red chests instead. Or just not a devil deal. That's actually possibly even better. Fair enough. Alright, well, at least we now have some health to play with. Tears up, that's good. Shot speed up, that's not bad. Health down. I guess there is also still health down next to bad trip, which is unfortunate. But we did get our tear rate back, so I don't mind that so much. We could technically go into the curse room, but I do think that might be the worst idea that I can currently have, so I might just avoid that. That's a luck down. I mean, that was definitely a risk, where I could have very easily just taken extra damage there without any positives. It could have just been bad trip and more or less put me in a very dangerous situation, but fortunately it ended up working out. The shop did not have any health ups, and also I am completely out of money, so it's a bit rough. It's a bit of a rough situation. We don't have bombs, we have 4 keys. If we were to go to the beast, there is a bed at the end which would give us 3 soul hearts. And I believe we also would get a decent amount of health after beating Dogma. So it's not all bad. Guardian Angel is fine, I suppose. That is a bunch of cards, but no tinted rocks or anything. That's a bunch of bats, which is hopefully manageable in this room. It's a pretty big room, at least. And it's just bats, so if I can actually walk around, it cannot walk around on the top, so that's also good to know. Not always equally familiar with room layouts, but I know there's a couple which are nasty like this. And they're not even, this isn't even the nastiest one. There is one where you basically only have room for 2 doors, but it's just like a really big room with just a giant hole where if you have flight, it's obviously not too bad, but if you don't have flight, then you are in this situation. Go another golden chest with a soul heart inside it, so that's good. This sacrifice room right here, which I'm not too excited by, but you know what? Fair enough. Never really loved this room because I do tend to get confused by it. But it's... if we just take our time with it, it should be okay. They do have a tendency to kind of bounce into each other a bit weirdly at times, but that time it seemed to work out. Another golden chest with a key inside it, so I didn't really lose anything there. Well, at least it's bombs, I guess. This is not really turning into a build that can actually defeat the beast. This is kind of my problem as well. This is more a build where you're struggling to beat Isaac and then call it a day. So there is still that tiny detail to consider as well. I might just not get Tainted Blue Baby because it's a build that's just too bad to actually reasonably try and defeat the beast with. It is simply put... It is mostly the dogma fight, I guess, but with low damage, I'm just not that familiar with the various attack phases that I feel very confident in actually beating it. Plus, we still have basically all of the Satan parts left to do as well. So if it just stays like this, I might just switch. We are currently in caves too, so there's still a lot of options where we could get some good stuff. We did get a heart there, and we can actually grab that by creating a bridge. If we had the poop, we could have actually used that to create a bridge as well, but unfortunately we replaced it with something that just gave us a second little plum, so very good. But overall, yeah, it's not... I've had better builds. I've had better builds during this playthrough, I would say, but occasionally you do get those times where you actually do have to try a bit. And I have said previously that I will simply accept that for what it is, but doesn't mean I have to be very happy about it when it does happen. There we go, that's a troll bomb. I could go into that curse room over there. I do actually have some health to play with for once, so that's kind of nice at least. But I prefer not to. There's a strength card over there, and let's see what this is. Wheel of Fortune. Well then. My secret room could, I think, technically be here. Yeah. So we'll actually just blow this up. And the secret room is indeed there, and we got some of our bombs back for that as well. So not too bad. Overall, pretty okay. Not sure why I'm blowing up the shopkeeper. I have 100% double deal chance because we didn't get one on the previous floor. We do still have a strength card here as well, which is a little tempting to just use somewhere along the line to make a room a little bit easier. But simultaneously, the 2 little plums are actually more or less just destroying everything here, so I'm not really too terrified about anything going wrong other than maybe running out of keys. Got a health up in there, which on this character obviously doesn't do that much for me, but still, it's another soul heart. I can appreciate that for sure. I hope my 2 little plum friends are going to help me out here. There we go. I'm pretty sure it was one of the plum tears that actually ended up destroying the enemy there, so pretty good. Not sure if these enemy or these followers can even get into a corner, but that is the life of a DVD screensaver. I suppose there is only so many options that you have in terms of travel possibilities. But we are slowly but surely getting through this room. I'm gonna destroy all these mushrooms just in case. I was kind of hoping there would be something nice in there, like 3 mushroom items. That's a pretty reasonable thing to want from 5 mushrooms, I would say. Just only 2 with nothing coming out of it, you know, that would be pretty acceptable. I'm gonna use this one more time, actually. For another Guardian Angel, we're really getting the best things right now. They're surprisingly slow for Guardian Angels, actually. I thought they would always be quick, but apparently Maybe only when you get it from the actual item. But fair enough, I suppose. It doesn't really matter too much. Could blow up that one. Could maybe look for my shop as well. That doesn't seem like too terrible of an idea. And I've already found my secret room, but otherwise I would have expected it to be next to this one. Let's go in there. There is greed, which I don't love because I wouldn't have minded to buy a key back after going into this shop right here. But at least that's one less shop that I need to worry about greed, I suppose. But preferably I just don't get greed. It's just the odds of not getting greed are rather small in the end, I suppose. That devil deal chance is not going to go down to 0. Plus we've already destroyed a shopkeeper as well, so we really don't have a reason to blow up any more shopkeepers. I will blow up this one. And possibly this one right here as well. We do have a couple bombs to play with right now, and another soul heart, which is not too bad. And there is Mega Fatty. Let's see if Mega Fatty wishes to play nice today. It is at least one of the champions that's not too terrible. It just seems to be a little smaller and apparently spawns red poops at times, but that's manageable. Also shoots tears around, I guess, but that's not too bad. Okay, that's a little worse. Yeah, that's a little worse. Surprised it didn't actually hit me, but fair enough, I suppose. I'll take that. I have absolutely no difficulty with that happening the way it did. And until this becomes a troublesome situation, I'm just going to keep shooting him and win the fight like that. Red Rotten Heart, which I think does nothing. We'll actually just leave the trinket here in case I do decide to end up going to the boss in the end. Lil Brimstone is actually very tempting because that would be a pretty decent damage up. We're probably not going to get conjoined during this. But this at least gives me something to work with, and I don't mind that. I don't mind that one bit. Probably could have gone to the curse room thinking about it, or use that strength card somewhere along the line, but you know, what are you gonna do? Curse of the Lost, which I'm not loving. There's a spiked chest in there. But like, look at that. That is actually long range, okay damage. I can actually do something with that, and that is pretty nice. There is an invisible enemy there, but fortunately my black heart more or less destroyed everyone. There was a one invisible champion there, and that is just very rude. There is an Ansu's rune, which does nothing for me because I don't have a map right now. And there is a golden chest waiting for me over there, which I'm just going to leave alone for now. Just in case. Unless I manage to find some more keys on this floor. I should use this as well. Tears up and tears down. Difficult choice, but I'll take the tears up, I suppose. There we go. A little bit more tear rate to work with, which I can appreciate. The charge of Lil Brim. I don't know if they've changed it, but I'm messing it up a lot, so I'm gonna say that they have. And that it's definitely not related to me just letting go of the button too quickly thinking I'm Azazel or something, because that's just preposterous. Truly, nothing sillier has ever been muttered by humankind. I think my secret room is actually next to this room. Also, we have like a Teratoma follower, so fair enough on that, I guess. Probably could have done something with that. Didn't get a secret room there, which surprises me. That's a stopwatch, which I actually don't mind. It's a decent speed up. Now we get the arrow wall card for having both the regular stopwatch and the broken stopwatch in our item collection in terms of having picked them up at least once. So that's not too bad either, but while the stopwatch is once again a little different, it has changed in more or less every single Isaac expansion in some way or another, and there is actually Soul Heart in there. It's still not bad. It does slow down some stuff at least a little bit, and it does make stuff a lot more manageable, I would say. Makes the music a little bit worse, unfortunately, but I'm gonna say that's decent enough trade-off given the situation that I currently find myself in, so I don't mind that at all. I can learn to live with it as I try to destroy enemies with Lil Brimstone and genuinely nothing else. I do wonder if you can get like flies to spawn out of that little Teratoma follower. I'm not really too familiar with it. I'm not really sure what the options are with it, but I wouldn't be too surprised if it could just blow up into like some spiders actually that would come out of it. Wouldn't mind that death card. I'll just use that in here. because it clears a room pretty well. There probably is a big room somewhere on this floor, but why not? I don't love that though. Don't love that too much because that can get me in trouble, unfortunately. But fortunately, just ended up destroying an enemy so far. Hopefully we can keep up that track record. And that's not bad. That is an okay item, actually. Another half a soul heart right there. And we're slowly but surely getting something that resembles a build, so that's acceptable, I suppose. I'm not entirely certain when I want to use this Joker card, because I think the Joker card will actually... It can be very useful for sure. Even if we can only get one item, if that item is like Brimstone or something, that's obviously very good. Come on. Alright. One pin got destroyed by the bomb, who saw the enemy way before I did. But the other one, no worries there. Yeah, the bomb's doing okay. The old BFF is doing his best. I can appreciate that. Very okay with that occurrence, actually. I need to be a little careful with those spiky rocks, but other than that, that room's not too bad. Mostly I'm just trying to keep myself oriented in a way where I can still remember where I have to go. I kind of wish I did this a little quicker, but yeah, I think these might actually be slowed down by the stopwatch effect as well, so that's not too bad. I'm gonna try blowing this up just in case, because I think my super secret might be there. 10 coins to put in this. I guess that's okay. I'm gonna put it down to 5. Unfortunately, we didn't get anything out of that, but this way we might be able to get one more soul heart on the next floor or something like that. Did we get this pill before tears up? Not so much for my money, but I do like having tears. Especially with something like the spore shot as well. That is going to be a decent combination, because at least that will cause some damage to activate. Our luck is pretty terrible because of that singular luck down pill being the only luck affecting thing that we've had so far, but hopefully it's not going to be too terrible. And I do assume that the spore shot is affected by luck as well. Alright, let's try to do Brownie. It's not the best boss to get in this situation, but the bomb, once again, BFF actually doing a lot of work. It did so much damage at the start of that fight by just jumping into him there. So not bad at all. Didn't get a devil deal, which is not too surprising, I suppose. I'm gonna use my Joker card, I think, even though I don't really have that much health. And that is a good devil deal. I will take both of those, actually, because that will just heal me back to 3 black hearts. And now I actually have some damage to play with, so not bad. I'm pretty sure I've explored the entire floor, so we'll just move on. Should have gone back for that Ansu's, actually, thinking about it. That was a bit of a mistake, unfortunately. But even though my health is really my main struggle right now, but in terms of damage, it's okay. This build is fine. So if I can get some health here and on the way back, that would be ideal. My secret room is probably going to be over here, which would be great if the curse room... Ah, that's really unfortunate. If we could have gone into that curse room there, that would have been really nice, but fair enough, I suppose. Probably should have cleared those enemies out with a little brimstone, but it worked out. We don't currently have a key. Can't blow up 2 flames here, so might as well try. Did get a soul heart out of it as well, so pretty good. It's really the main thing that I want to get right now, just health. Like health plus the stopwatch, that's going to be pretty okay. The stopwatch on itself, because we're, like I said, we are going to get a decent amount of health by simply just being the blue baby in that fight as well. So it is still completely manageable. Let's just use the monster manual again for yet another one of those. Very good. Actually, we got the ice baby. I thought we got the teratoma thing, but I guess we got that at the start of the floor again or something. Something's wrong. Yeah, things are dying pretty okay now, so this build is pretty damn effective at this point. Getting a lot of tears up pills as well, which is really lucky. So even when you have a build like this, we can kind of make it work. This is acceptable. Just need to be a little careful here and there, but other than that, it is completely manageable. I'll take that as well, because that is a pretty significant range up, provided I move, I think, but did make my range go up pretty good. That is a big room with a bunch of pins in it, who can't really survive my build right now. So yeah, I'm actually, that one devil deal pretty much made me feel a lot more confident about going to the beast. So thank you very much, Singular Room. You made me feel a lot more confident. We now have yet another great baby at our disposal. What do we get? Did we get that white fly? Because I think we already had all those other things, and I don't see the white fly in my item list, so it has to be that one, but that's a little unusual. I will also say I have not really been looking out for the marked skull, which I do need to remember, of course. And I have one key. I don't know where my secret room is, but I will just wait with opening anything before doing things. There is, I can at least go back to that item room later if I will be going to the beast, so that's at least kind of good. Come on, play nice. There you go. I'm getting a decent amount of golden chests on this floor, but not quite what I'm looking for. All right, so now I actually need to. Well, there you go. I was gonna say I need to pay attention for those marked skulls, but fortunately I don't have to. There's a decent chance we're going to get a devil deal on this floor as well, so I'm just actually gonna check out my shop, I think, for another super greed, so that's very good. I was kind of hoping for a regular shop with one more soul heart inside it. One extra soul heart wouldn't actually help me at this stage, but still it would make me feel a little bit better about the old situation. I really do hope that my secret... Okay, I was worried that my secret room was going to be next to the shop right there, but I think that's actually impossible. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to do here. I might just... I'm going to see if my secret room is over there. Next to this room over here, because I think it could be. It's not. And it could have been as well, fair enough. Where is my secret room? Is this another one of those situations? I mean, I would really appreciate it if it was next to the item room over here, I guess, but it just seems very unlikely. Given the options that we have. But simultaneously, I don't know where else it could be. There's like a couple places, but none of them are really that great. There you go. Look at that. We can actually go into the item room right now. For sweet, sweet glaucoma. Alright, very great. At least we have some concussive shots sometimes. Very good. Overall, slightly disappointed by a lot of things, really. It's been a true road of disappointment this run has been, but we're getting through it, I suppose. But there has been so many instances where we could have just gotten something slightly more manageable. I do need to pay some attention to Mom jumping down, but I think she is a little bit slowed down by the stopwatch as well. So I'm not too concerned. I can't really take damage at this point anymore. It doesn't really matter which one I take. And I will just fool out of that one. Do I want to do anything else on this floor? There is a card in there, but I don't think I can grab that without taking damage. Don't think I can really do much of anything at this stage, so I think I will just leave. Yeah. Bit of a slowed down song there, but still pretty good. Didn't see any tinted rocks, definitely might have missed some, but yeah, fair enough. So I kind of want to have at least one key for my item room. I want to go get it on the way back so I can see both of the items. Hopefully that's going to work out. We have a Robo Baby at our disposal. Don't love that, but at least we're still in the place where we don't take full hearts of damage when I get hit, so it's not too bad, but just don't love shields. Wow, that's a room right there. At least the remaining enemies I can destroy like this, but don't care for it. There might be a button behind this. Yep. That clears out that pretty well. If I do have a bomb, so I could do this. Not a great idea when I only have one bomb, but there you go. Got my bomb back and got a couple keys for it in return. So it ended up technically working out. Didn't really get much from that, but still it was not nothing. There is another golden chest I can open. There's a golden chest over here as well. A lot of options. If there's like an incredibly good item in my item room, I guess I might as well take it, but... yeah. I'll just see what my other item is on the way back. I'm pretty sure that door should stay open when we see it in the... on the way back as well, because we opened it with a key. Just go in here as well for... That's 2 soul hearts, technically. Because the Dreamcatcher also gives you a soul heart. So for now, I'm just gonna do it like this. I got most of my money back after buying that bag, so that's pretty good. And if I can get 2 more coins somewhere, that'd be good. I get an Empress card, which doesn't really help us out that much because we're gonna need to take the cracked key with us. There is some money here, so if I can get some kind of flight, that would be good. And of course there might still be secret rooms, but I only have 1 bomb available right now, which limits my options a little bit. 3 bombs though, that does help. I can blow up that machine as well. Plenty of options. I kind of wouldn't mind looking for my secret room, I think. I think that wouldn't be a terrible idea. Let's just open this for another soul heart and tier rate. I still get tier rate at this stage, so I'm not capped yet on that. So that's good. My secret room could be below that room, I think. Yeah, it definitely could be. So let's go check out this room right here for a super sloth. But overall, not the scariest thing in the world. Other than that, it makes me think that it's unlikely for my secret room to be there. Even though I think secret rooms can be next to mini boss rooms, but I don't know, I always have this feeling that it's probably not going to be there at that point. It's not really substantiated by anything, but yeah, fair enough. In this room, you just have a lot of rocks to work with, and after that, it just becomes a matter of dealing with the flame one in the middle. I don't have any teleportation, otherwise I would have gone into that curse room, I think, but I've been thinking that at least about every curse room. I don't think I've ever said it out loud. But so far so good. We get 3 more coins, so we don't need to get coins in a weird way, which I like. Yeah, didn't love how that was going, but I was kind of hoping I could destroy those shield enemies before those other ones would get to me, but they outsmarted me there, unfortunately. And with 1 key in hand, there's a bone heart there, which doesn't really do that much for me, but technically not nothing, I don't think. I might as well, I suppose. Yep, that seems about right. Like, that's at least another hit. On the way back, we're gonna take full hearts of damage anyway, so it doesn't really matter if I have 1 soul heart or 1 bone heart in the end. But in terms of where my secret room is, I'm not loving the amount of options that I have here, because they're all a bit weak. I'm gonna try this one first. There you go. Who needs options when you can just find it in one go? Didn't get a soul heart from that, unfortunately. We have 3 bombs remaining, which I could use on the remaining blue flames on this floor, but I don't think it's really worth it. Instead, I'll just buy the Dreamcatcher. Don't think I got a soul heart from that, and yeah, there's the bad trip pill, so I'm happy we managed to find that one at least. And let's just move on. My super secret room could be in front of the boss room right there as well, but theoretically it could also be at the in this room right here. I'm gonna actually try this one. Could also be next to the shop as well, thinking about it. Although I'm not sure if it could be there, because I don't think the room really allows it. There you go. 1 more black heart. Pretty okay. I know that I dropped a trinket before, but I always got a little panic that I ended up forgetting it. So I'm just gonna leave this one here, because I don't really need the range at this stage, I'd say. I really just want to have that cracked key. And if I do have a second one, I can always just fix that later. I do need to use this Empress card somewhere on this floor, though. Sack of pennies. Yeah, that would have been a good choice in trying to get some more money during this, but what can you do? Alright, so I guess I'll just do 1 more room. Just for the sake of using that Empress card and maybe getting something good out of it, but... because I don't really want to spend much more time on this floor specifically, because I don't love the difficulty of this floor in general. If I can get to the top without taking damage, then our health is actually going to be very good. So hopefully we can do that. It's definitely not guaranteed. I somewhat regret getting rid of my range, but not a whole lot. And these enemies I can just deal with like this. No worries, this is probably gonna be... no, golden chest in there. With a quarter inside it, of course. Why is there even a golden chest in my item room? I guess there were probably enemies inside it and that was just a room drop, but... still just a little bit odd, I suppose. Moving on. Nothing too horrible. If I can just say that about every single room, then I'm not too worried. I don't love my damage or anything, but it's acceptable. Getting red hearts on occasion as well, which could be good. If I can destroy those skulls, there might be black hearts inside there as well, or just enemies, of course. I will say that I feel a little bit more confident with the stopwatch as well, because it is having a very clear effect on a lot of situations. So that is making me feel pretty good, but also, look at how long it takes to clear that one enemy. It is a pretty strong enemy, of course, but it's a bit rough. If I can at least only unlock... yeah, there it is. If I can only unlock the tainted blue baby, then I'm actually not too bothered as well, because it is just nice to get those character unlocks out of the way. Let's just do that. Didn't look like any room that's particularly interesting. I think you can usually tell on the map whether or not one of those rooms is actually kind of worthwhile, but yeah, fair enough. I'm just gonna sit here for a bit while I destroy that mushroom. I can at least go into the item room after this, so that's exciting, even though I know there's nothing in there. There we go. Another penny. Don't see any tinted rocks here either, so let's just take this key and move on. There is, I think, gonna be one more golden chest in the home as well, so I do need to remember that. And I will destroy all of these flames in case I find yet one more soul heart, just in case. We will get 3 soul hearts, as I've said about 4 times throughout this run when I reach home, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. The more health, the merrier. I'm not sure how many more times I'm going to use this monster manual, except for maybe the dogma fight and maybe one more time during the beast. I would like to have it for dogma in case it's actually a decent follower. So that is most likely going to find some use there. Caves 1, we're getting pretty far. So that's pretty good. And I am a little excited at least to play as the tainted blue baby, because it is an interesting character for sure. There we go. Look at how we're progressing. Probably need to go into the big room here, but I always try to go for the small rooms. And sometimes it's not a bad idea. But that's pretty good. Wow, he didn't actually... huh. Oh, the Dreamcatcher is healing me as I go up floors? Is that what's happening? That's so good. Wow, that's so good, actually. Ah, man, I need to read item descriptions more. But yeah, that's... I was wondering where I was getting health from, because I wasn't really noticing it. But I was noticing it was going up. But it's the Dreamcatcher, of course. That's actually so good. That is... well, that at least pretty much guarantees we're going to be at full health when we fight Dogma, so that's actually really great. The Excel floor is a little unfortunate, but at the same time it means that we only have one more floor to go. And we are at full health, so all in all I'm not really too bothered right now. There we go. Slowly but surely, we're getting there. Getting so much money as well. If we can find a money equals power in the golden chest in home, that would be just amazing, but not really expecting it. Didn't get a dream because the dream catcher shows you what bosses there. We did get tier 8. And it unfortunately doesn't show Dogma, so fair enough, I suppose. That's a weird place to have weird thing to have in your closet, but fair enough, I guess. And there is the tainted blue baby, which is certainly a character, which we'll see later. And the mom's eye. Well, fair enough. With piercing tears, that's not too bad. There we go. Time to do this. Didn't even sleep in the bed. I was already at full health when I got there. Alright. This is going to give us Rotten Baby. Not bad. Definitely not bad at all. Something like that. Don't stand in the lines. Don't love where I am right now. Yep. That's a good amount of damage to take. I was in a bad corner there, unfortunately. Just play it carefully, play it diagonally, be on our way. If you can just actually keep doing this, I actually don't mind this too much. Because I have a decent angle on his television right there. I'm a little bit close to him right now though, which I'm not loving, but there we go. I'm not sure how much healing we get when you go into the next, into the fight with the beast, but hopefully it's going to be a decent amount. And now we will once again do our patented big circle strategy, which has been treating us oh so well so far. And hopefully it will continue to do so. There we go. No worries here, and we have reached the end of that attack. So we can continue actually dealing some damage. And he does the same thing again. Very good. So I will just continue to do the same dodging strategy as well, if that's how you want to play this game, Dogma. I personally don't care for it too much, but at least we'll get through it in the end. Did get a hit by a stray feather there, unfortunately, but I wouldn't mind if you did your big beam attack instead. It's a little bit more manageable to deal with. There you go, that's the one I was asking for. We have beaten Dogma, and now only the beast remains. Very good. Didn't get any healing. I actually don't fully understand how the healing works in this fight, because I have definitely gotten healed throughout this, I'm fairly sure. There comes the tears. We still have the rotten baby, actually, which surprises me, because that one was the one we got from the monster manual. So I didn't know you would actually keep those. That's pretty cool. Not loving the amount of room between these tiers here, but fair enough, I suppose. That's part one of this particular fight. Just gotta dodge the tiers now. This is usually where we take a hit, but not today. Fair enough. Very good. One more coin in the bag, thanks to our sack there, so that's nice. And the piercing tears are more or less going to deal with most of the danger here. Just need to stay close to those green gas clouds so we don't have too much of a worry in terms of getting hit by random stuff here. There we go. That should get rid of the clouds as well. There is a lot of farting sounds because of that spore shot as well, so that's good. And a weird amount of little sipes. I'm not really sure what's happening there, but maybe that's from the spore shot as well. It probably is, because that does tend to blow up in different, like, extra tiers, I suppose, and I wouldn't be too surprised if those are just tiny sipes when you have this, when you have the sipes, I suppose, so fair enough. So far this is going okay, though. Let's see if we can keep this up for the remainder of the fight. I will say that Death's Touch is just such a great item anyway, so I'm not too surprised if things are going okay, at least. But the fact that we got Death's Touch and the Black Hood, whatever it's called, in our Devil Deal there, that was so lucky, because at least with this character, that is such a blessing. So all in all, pretty great. We can use our monster manual one more time. We did lose our Holy Mantle, unfortunately. But we did get the Blue Baby's only friend, which is suitable to have at the very end of the run, to finally find our friend back indeed. Just need to be a little wary about these scythes, but it's not too bad with the build we have. I could at least destroy some of the scythes as well, but it's going okay. And the Spore Shot is still dealing damage even when he's off screen, I think, so that's pretty good. He never actually dropped the scythes that were on him, so pretty nice so far. Little bit of an overwhelming attack when there's so much on screen, but overall, we're doing okay. We've gotten one hit so far, so if we can just keep up this damage, I think we're going to be entirely fine. I'm guessing the Blue Baby's only friend will probably hit him when he's over there, so that's pretty good. The Plum is still doing their best, so that feels pretty great. Everything's just so nice right now. This run started out so spooky, and here we are just having a good time in the great old lava field of the beast. What a great day. I very much appreciate it. Do need to remember to use my little brimstone though, because otherwise that's a bit of a waste. It is that little bit of extra damage that is helping us through this fight after all. But mostly it's the large quantity of farts that you're hearing continuously that is probably doing a pretty decent chunk of damage right now. Then the beast is going to go in the opposite direction. But I think we should be almost done with this phase, I'd say, with how much we've been shooting the beast here. Do need to look out for when I shoot backwards and it hits one of those pillars to make him fall down. That's really, I guess, kind of a downside with Mom's, whatchamacallit as well. There we go. With the third eye in the back of the head, that you are shooting those things behind you and that causes them to fall down. I think that's what's happening. And that can be a little dangerous for sure. But overall, I dare to say, I feel fairly confident that we might win this run indeed. And then we have a new character to play with as well. I don't really know what we unlocked for this, but it's probably something good. And there you go. We got Montezuma's Revenge, which is an interesting item, so I don't mind that too much. But with that, we have done another thing as the Blue Baby. We have unlocked the Tainted Blue Baby as well. I might play that character next time, but I hope you enjoyed it so far. Next time we play, I'll play as a different character, and I hope to see you all there. Bye bye.